Well, Sláinte, how you doing, Buckaroos? And how the heck are you? I know I'm just a couple minutes early, but I wanted to get this fixed real fast. Well, it's not showing up. Let's try this again. Hmm. Anyways, I digress. I don't know why it's not showing up. Probably because it's out of gas, man. Bear with me. I'm gonna step off camera for just a second. Bear with me, folks. Anyway, I'm back. I apologize for being gone for a second there, but I'm here now. I hope you're there too. Anyways, I digress. Mercy, Percy. Finally had a time to just, take it back a notch, relax. Take it down a notch, relax. We're back in business. Anyways, I digress. How the heck are you? I'm going to be telling the beer and whiskey whisperer for the purposes of this video. Oh, Stone Buenaveza salt and lime lager. This is interesting. It's a lager with salt and lime added, so it's a Mexican beer already for you. It's at 4.7%. It's a likable, drinkable little beer, and I got it because, well, it's one I can knock back fast because the next one's going to be a big one. But I need something light to get started, anyway. It was nice to see my brothers and sisters. It was. There's always things that you disagree on. We all tried to keep it friendly this time, though, and that was nice. I think there's just some things that aren't ever going to get mended for one reason or another, or maybe a better way to put that is some perceptions are never going to be changed, no matter what you do or how old you are. I think a lot of people feel a need for whatever reason they hang on to perceptions or an idea that no longer exists, and in some case may have never existed. It's always nice to see my oldest brother. We seem to have this bond every time we see each other. It's nice the first time when he first got in town. He had to wait for me to get off work, and then we went and had a beer somewhere. Then we went to our house and had a drink or two, but we talked for like 4 hours. We talked to three. We had two drinks over about a 4 hour period. It was just nice to catch up and talk and swap opinions and just say things to each other. It was nice. Uh, I probably didn't realize it at the time, but my big brother really kind of shaped who I am. The odd thing is, we were apart for a lot of years, um, and somehow our values, our politics, our outlook on life is almost identical, even though we were apart for so many years. It was those first from about 0 to 6 where he was very influential musically. But I think ideally as well, even though I might not have understood it at the time. Because of the five of us kids, we're the two that have the most similar values, uh, political outlook, if you will. That was nice under the circumstances, right? Yeah, I mean, I love seeing my sisters again, and my sisters and their family and brother. But I I kind of keep it to myself, but I do have a little bit of social anxiety. I know that sounds strange coming from me, but it seems to be getting a little worse as I get older. I don't necessarily mind being around people, but not being able to walking to an unknown situation is takes me a little bit. And I always act like it's always fine, so nobody ever thinks anything. But it is difficult to walk into a situation that you don't know what it's going to be. Meeting new people is always difficult. It's always very difficult, unless it's under a controlled environment, like work, for instance. So meet new people where I'm working because that's fine. But when I'm somewhere else and I'm meeting new people, yeah, I have a bit of anxiety about that. anyways, Slancher. It's good. It's not bad. To be honest with you, I'd probably rather have it Sky. Anyways, I digress. Mercy, Percy. I've got some reunion rye. I was going to grab another beer. And I said, I got just a tiny bit of this rye left. It's the cask at 121.4. But I bought this back in August. I probably wouldn't linger longer than I should have anyway. Or the rest of it in here. According to the shot glass, just so I know exactly how much I have left there. This is an 1.25 ounce glass. I'm guessing that's probably about 3/4 ounce there. Maybe about an ounce, but probably just a hair less. I'm not sure why I left that little in there. I should have just finished it off with the last drink I had. But nevertheless, I'm going to finish it off with you, that little bit there. But I'm going to pair it with another Kansas City product, if you will. This is the 2023 Rye. It's at 15%, so this is going to do me in for the evening. This is it, man. This is all I got. Lucky for me, I've already got dinner fixed. It is chilaquiles. But from maybe an American standpoint, it's interpretation of chilaquiles. But I have had this served this way at Mexican restaurants in both Las Cruces and El Paso, so I didn't invent it. But I know those of you that don't, there are some that are only going to know chilaquiles in a specific way are going to think, what? What, man? Anyways, don't bring me down. Yeah, so what I did was I had some poblanos, so I cooked the poblanos down. Once I got them cooked, I cooked them for 4 hours, very slow simmered, with some chicken stock. So I got them cooked down, and I put it off to the side. Made the sauce and integrated the poblanos back in. And then, so this is where a lot of folks will like tortilla chips. The first time I had chilaquiles, however, wasn't made from tortilla chips. And chilaquiles should never be tortilla chips with sauce drizzled over it. That's just Mexican restaurants being lazy, because that's not what chilaquiles is. But the first time folks will say chilaquiles is chips and sauce. Better simmered in sauce, the longer the better. However, that's not necessarily true because there isn't really rigid rules, right? And I think that's the problem with a lot of folks. They want to think, it look at me done this way. You can only do it like this, and that seems to be a problem. The very first time I had chilaquiles, it wasn't tortilla chips. It was, and they told me it was their leftover cheese enchiladas cut up small and then simmered in the red sauce. I thought, well, since my typical order was usually cheese enchiladas, right? And I'm not talking this crazy ass, yellow cheddar that places want to put it on here. The gringo, I'm talking real Mexican cheese. But nevertheless, anyways, that's how I had it the first time. That's how I enjoy it. But I've made it with chips. But here's where I took some liberties today that some folks are going to say, huh? But I've actually had this served to me at Mexican restaurants at both El Paso and Cruces, so I know I didn't make up the recipe. It just. So, anyways, here's what we did. We were out of town yesterday. We went up to Alba, Missouri to go to Beard Engine. Then we came back through Carthage and we got a bite to eat at a Mexican restaurant slash grocery store, which isn't unusual, by the way, but boy, the food was incredible. But I did pick up a few things. We got some from another vendor, though, not in Carthage. So my daughter had picked up some tamales for us. And there's some green chili pork, and then there's some uh, jalapeno cheese. Now, oddly enough, that usually the green chili pork is what my wife likes, but this time was a little spicy for her. But oddly enough, the jalapeno cheese wasn't very spicy. And then when we were at that grocery store in Carthage, they had corn tamales. So I chopped up one corn tamale and I chopped up one jalapeno cheese, and that is my chilaquiles. That's what I have serving in the sauce or simmering in the sauce. I mean, Tom, that's not chilaquiles. They're not chips. Chilaquiles can be anything you want to simmer in the sauce, right? There isn't a lot of rigid rules. I think some people want to say, "Oh, this is how I had it the first time. This is the only way it should be served." You know? And that's really not the case. But that's what I did here is I got those tamales very slowly simmering in that sauce. Did some black beans as well. Will I do some rice? Nah, probably not. I don't need that extra carb. We're probably because I thought about it for about a half a second there, but my wife's not crazy about the rice anymore. But I did make some black beans from dried. Uh, because I can't eat canned black beans for some reason. I don't know what they do to them, but it's got this taste I don't like. Nevertheless, that's what we did. But yeah, I made the black beans, so got to be the chilaquiles and black beans. How the heck are you? I mean, you see me doing this, picking up and checking the nose. This rye is just unbelievably good. I do love Union Horse products so much so that I use them at work. Reunion straight rye barrel strength. I'm sorry, Reunion straight rye barrel strength is a small batch, 100% rye from Union Horse Distilling, handcrafted from the finest quality rye in our copper pot still that aged to perfection. And our signature oak barrels. Barrel strength packs a robust combination of citrus, butterscotch, and toffee with a tinge of ginger and pepper. Spice reserved for the best of times. Yeah, I do get that ginger in a great big way. I'm not going to disagree with the butterscotch. I'm just going to say I kind of feel it a little bit different. Ah, gosh, I was going to get a little brown sugar in there because you get a little tinge of molasses, like a light brown sugar, not dark brown sugar. Now I'm back in and out all over again. Oh, shit, biscuits and gravy. And out all over again. Didn't have the bugs out here earlier, but now they're out. Now they're out, damn it, now motherfucker. Sons of bitches. Anyways, I digress. If you're watching me, if you've got anything you want to ask me, I answer almost anything unless you're just being an asshole. If you're going to be a prick, I'm not going to give you a platform. If you're a nice person, I'll answer your question. You can't do this as long as I've done this and not pick up a few trolls along the way, even people that act like they're your friends for a period of time. All they're doing is looking for ammunition to use against you at some point. And some people are just assholes. I mean, that's what they're meant to be. They do nice things upon occasion for people. Someone says, "Well, he's really a nice guy," but yeah, no, he's not. If he acts like this, he's not a nice guy. He's doing those nice things to make you think he's nice. Like the guy that beats his wife and holds the door when she's in public. Yeah, I know he's not really a nice guy. He's just trying to make you think he is. And some people buy that bullshit. Like I said, you can't do this as long as I have and not pick up some trolls along the way. It's just not possible. Especially someone like me that will, doesn't do a milk toast video. It's a beer. It's going to taste like a beer in a very monotone voice. Not saying anything remotely controversial, right? I'm just not that person. I'm always going to say what I think about politics, about beer, about whiskey, about life in general. I just don't keep anything back. So you're going to pick up some trolls along the way. That's okay. There are those folks out there though that, well, I won't talk about that in public. Well, then, do you really have that conviction if you don't have the balls to get on your channel and say this is how I feel about a situation? I mean, can you really say you have true convictions? I don't want to. I don't want to alienate anybody. Really? If you don't want to alienate anybody, then maybe again, maybe you just don't have true conviction. Anybody that really believes what they say isn't afraid to say it. God, his spirit's just gorgeous, though. I gotta tell you. Right on right. All right. Right on right. What extra right? Oh, there's an extra right in there. There's an extra right in there, man. Anyways, just read more online. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, all right. Anyway, I digress. Ah, life is good. I had somebody say to me after I finally shed some things, I got rid of or I let go of a job that was just bringing me down and not appreciating what I brought to the table anymore. Once I got rid of that, I had somebody say to me the other day, "Tom, you're really living your best life." Because I was coming out very happy. I mean, genuine, and I am at this moment in time. I am living my best life. I'm doing the things I want to do with the people I want to do them with. Um, I get to live my life with the most beautiful person in the world, man. My wife of 30 years has put up with me through thick and thin. I mean, for better and worse. And we lost our son to cancer. I don't know that the only thing that could be worse than that would be losing our other child, our daughter, to cancer. I mean, we've been at bottoms. We've been through the worst. I can't imagine going through anything I've been through with anybody else but her. This is the most amazing person on the planet for me. And if other people don't get it, it doesn't really matter because that's what matters to me. And I know she's always there for me. She always has been. Uh, Not to say we haven't had our issues over the years, but 30 years. It's almost 30 years. September will be 30 years for us, and we're still here. Lost our son to cancer 11 years ago, and we're still here. I'm not trying to go Liza Minnelli on you. Don't go full Liza Minnelli. But here we are, man. We all work with I guess we all play the cards we're dealt, right? I don't know that would have gone all in on this hand, but I know I wouldn't have lost that hand. I know for a fact I wouldn't have lost that hand. Losing our son was brutal, but I'm very grateful. I have my daughter, a wonderful daughter that's always there for me, and grandkids. Got the two amazing grandkids. I just think a lot of folks choose to dwell on negative things rather than look at what they have, right? Um, I've had a lot of bullshit happen to me in my life. If I wanted to be that asshole, I probably could. But again, what I'm saying is there really isn't a justification for anybody acting like an asshole or saying, "Well, I act like this way because no, because you had positive things you could have focused on and you chose not to." The bad things that happened to me, I hope I've learned my lesson or at least taken a lesson from that and focus on the positive. Whereas hey, I'm doing okay. I've got for me, for my personnel, I have the best job in the world. I work for the best people that I could possibly work for. I have a lot of great friends that I didn't expect to have at this stage in my life. I do have a lot of great friends I didn't expect to have at this stage in my life. And I'm grateful for all of that. So even with my mom's funeral and then looking back at the loss of my son, yeah, I mean, I've lost both parents now. We've lost a child, but I'm grateful that I have a child. I have another child. I have two grandkids. My daughter is amazing. The grandkids are incredible. My wife is with me for 30 years. Um, that couldn't have been easy. But it's been the greatest joy of my life. It really has to be with the woman that I should have been with all along for the last 30 years. To the border of Mexico, so riding like the wind, right? Like the wind. Anyways, let me wrap this up. It didn't look like it was a full house, but it seems like a lot when I poured an egg. Riding. Oh, mercy, mercy. Anyway, anybody watching me? I hope your life picks up. I'm Doug the Whiskey Whisperer, Whiskey Evangelist, Perfect Whiskey Drinking Prayer Wisdom Man. Uh, oh, mercy, Percy. I'm also Tom the Beer Whisperer. I love this Ryan. Well, I got to tell you, it's one of my favorite beers. It's a rye ale, double aged. What I like about it is the viscosity, right? A lot of some barrel aged beers are very viscous, which I do like. But this one just gets you right there, right? It gets you just enough. The body doesn't feel too light to deal with that on rye, right? It's a beautiful rye ale, rye on rye. There's another rye in there. Why not? See what I did there? But anyways, I digress. I may come back this evening because it's early. Gosh, it's only 7, man. Well, after 7. It feels so much later because my days have just been really messed up lately. Uh, my brother came in town and we just got to talking. We were up till like 3:15 one night. The next night I was in bed by midnight, and the last night by 10. So it keeps getting lower, man. Anyways, I am Tom the Beer Whisperer, beer evangelist, prolific beer drinker, purveyor of wisdom, and hey, man, I just appreciate anybody that's still with me that understands that it's okay to have a disagreement. It's okay to not see everything out of eye. And you just have those fair weather friends that just don't get that. You got these people that just want to be miserable. And every time they talk to you, they complain about somebody else. But the second you disagree with their complaint, they ditch you. And I have those folks. I just some people just desire to be miserable. Here's to you. If I provide that ability for you to be an asshole, here you go. Anyways, one more time with feeling. I'm Tom the Beer Whisperer, Beer Evangelist. You know who I'm talking to. I'm Tom the Beer Evangelist. Beer whisperer, beer evangelist, career wisdom all around good guy. I was proud of myself for that line. All around good guys luncheon.